Step 6. Going the distance.
Challenging yourself to new heights. And, you know, the thing about this, you really, in life, you really do have to go the distance, as of course we've said in the previous lesson or step we've had. We mentioned T.E. Lawrence, and he went the distance. He went along many miles to go to Saudi Arabia, to go to all that places, to take Akbar. You know, he went the distance. And then there's athletes too. You know, they go the distance. Baseball players. Oh,
Hercules. In
yeah.
that cartoon film.
Odysseus.
There's even a song.
Yeah, Odysseus. And Hercules goes the distance in a song. He was a singer. And, you know, that reminds me, and Paul, I'm going to pull a quote.
You know, I really have to say, the quote pulling is by far my favorite portion.
You know,
of these.
It really is mine too, because, you know, you can mine so much from the things you have around you. Words, in any case, like just pick up a soda bottle or a pop can, you can learn so much from the ingredients list on the side of it. And, you know, I happen to have this book near me. It's called The Great Shark Hunt, Gonzo Papers, Volume 1. It's by Hunter S. Thompson. And for those of you who are following along in the book, I'm on page 73, and I'm about, maybe a quarter of the way down page 73. And it's the last little paragraph before the break, before the next set of paragraphs. And it says, quote, "In any case, the threat of mandatory urinalysis for professional athletes will probably be hooted out of Congress as some kind of stupid hillbilly joke if Staggers ever gets serious about it. He is not viewed in Washington as a heavy shaker and mover." End quote. And you know, urinalysis for athletes. Now this is a touchy issue. Of course, Hunter S. Thompson, when he wrote this, it was quite some time ago, near 100 years ago. And it's an issue that permeates our culture to this day. You know, you have dope smokers or those who smoke marijuana. What if an athlete did that, you know, perhaps even 2 weeks before he ran a race, and then he had a urinalysis quiz at some point after he won gold or something, and it, you know, turns up marijuana, because marijuana resides in our fat cells for quite some time, and that's why it takes a while for the body to purge the THC from the system.
And then it comes out in the urine.
Exactly.
Yes.
And the urinalysis picks it up, and they said, oh, he ran fast because he smoked marijuana. And contrary to popular belief, marijuana can't make you run fast. Marijuana is not an enhancer. It is an enhancer of the mind, not the body. And, you know, you have to go the distance in arguments like these to really convince people that you're right, you know. And going the distance with athletes, you have to push yourself in order to get past the end line. You know, you have to go past the torch, or you have to pass the relay stick, you know, in relay racing. Or the ribbon. You have to pass the ribbon. And you have to win gold. Otherwise, of course, as we all know, you're shot and buried in an unmarked grave if you don't win gold in this country. And that's why we never hear about the bronze medalists or the silver medalists ever again. It's always the gold.
You know, they're always in their caskets at the award ceremony.
Yeah, you know, and it's just such, and they look so uncouth. Because they've been shot or strangled, perhaps, however their coach has dealt with them, because as far as Olympic tradition goes these days in America, it's falls on the coach's head to strangle or shoot or poison the gold and silver winners, not even to mention the ones that didn't even get that far, that didn't even get bronze or silver.
And that is part, I think, that is part of the coaches themselves going the distance. If they
really
are to
are.
have a good team,
Mm-hmm.
they have to deal with the losers accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
Strangling, shooting,
Strangling.
those
Strangling's a
kinds of
nasty
methods.
business. I mean, if you get a good heavy string off of a piano, and some toggles on either end, and then but it still takes a long time to strangle them, and that's going the distance to strangle them to death, and that is also a distance
Yes.
that we all have to go in, because life ends with death. Albeit, prematurely for an athlete if you get bronze, silver, or below.
Crafting the perfect team.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And your body, in a sense, I think, is a team
Yeah.
of organs and muscles, tissues.
It is.
And crafting that perfect team. If there is need I say, if there's an arm that isn't behaving properly, maybe it is time to lose that arm because it isn't helping you.
It's not a team player.
Go the distance.
Yeah. And you can get a new arm. I mean, with medical technologies these days. You could even get a new liver.
We have that in this country.
We do.
Yes.
We really do. And I've heard of a man who had a new hand. And you have to take many immunosuppressants in order to make this new hand a team player, but it gets there. It joins the team.
Now that you mentioned the hand bit, I had a friend once. He got in a very rough fight with his father. He didn't actually know it was his father at the time, but his father ended up cutting off his hand. The father didn't cut off the father's hand. The father cut off his son's hand.
Yeah.
And then, at that point, he actually revealed to him that he was his father. And I think the reason he cut off the hand was to show him that that hand was not, suffice it to say, necessary. It wasn't a necessary portion.
Or perhaps a genetic defect.
Very true. And he would know, being the father.
Being the father,
of course.
He knows what his genes are, and that's going the distance. And this is going the distance is knowing what your deoxyribonucleic acid says, how it makes other U's.
DNA. Yes.
And that rhymes with going
The distance. Right.